Welcome to Pack It Like It's Hot, the official podcast from MJS Packaging, where we dive into real-world packaging insights with the people who know it best, our team, our partners, and other industry pros. Let's get started.
Hello again, and welcome to Pack It Like It's Hot. I'm your host, Greg Clark, and I'm here with Cindy Vogel.
Hey, Greg. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good. Today we have a special internal guest at MJS Packaging, Jared Van Hees. Jared is an account executive specializing in chemical and automotive packaging. How are you, Jared?
Doing well, guys. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing fine.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I'm going to jump right in, Jared, because we like to just get right down to the packaging talk. What does automotive packaging encompass, and how is it different from maybe what people would think of as consumer or industrial packaging?
Yeah, thanks. Great question. I think automotive packaging really encompasses any sort of packaging need used for all automotive fluids and or components. Some of the things right off the top that come to mind in terms of differences, it's not always the sexiest looking package. It's more of utilitarian as a need. High volume running items, and it really needs to fit with what's inside the package.
That sounds reasonable. I would agree.
How about performance requirements? I would imagine in the auto industry, some of those chemicals are rather harsh. Are there certain requirements for the oils, the antifreeze, the brake fluids that are out there that we see in the marketplace?
Yeah, that's a very broad question, and I hate to use the word "it depends" or the answer "it depends," but it truly does. It really depends on the formulation of the product. So if you are working with someone and you're trying to figure out what type of package you need, your MSDS or SDS sheet will be a great spot to start. Some chemicals require bottles with certain barrier properties. Some require, PVC as a resin has a very strong barrier property, fluorination. You don't want bottles that will panel or deform over time. So yeah, there's a lot of different requirements depending on the formulation.
And that's something you're able to, or the rest of the team at MJS Packaging can help assess.
Yeah, usually right off the bat, one of our first questions we ask are, what are you putting in the bottle? Where will this bottle be stored? What temperature will it be filled at? What's it doing as it travels across country on the back of a truck, in an airplane, overseas? Yeah, there's a list of questions that we like to go through here as packaging consultants at MJS.
If an automotive fluid is actually deemed hazardous, so it's has that actual classification to it, are there certain label requirements?
Definitely, usually certain label requirements like GHS labeling for hazard. You can also have child-resistant closure requirements. You also have UN packaging requirements or hazardous packaging for how that ships. So it could be anything from the label to the closure to the box and or packaging it sits in as it ships. So all of the above.
Yeah, that child resistance is another part that we hadn't thought to bring up as well. So that is a very good point there, because obviously we don't want the kids drinking the motor fluids. Not a good look.
Some of the shots that you drink for your energy consumption throughout the day are not the same shots you pour in your gas tank, right?
Correct. Good differentiation.
Do the majority of the automotive fluids out there have CRC, child-resistant closures on them?
I wouldn't say the majority. I think the majority might fall under motor oil and then you do have your windshield washer and your DEF fluid. Those all do. So great question on what the actual majority is, but for most of the packaging I work in, I would say, yeah, we do use CRC closures on the majority.
Gotcha. So talk a little bit about sustainability. And earlier you mentioned PVC, which is sort of a 180 from sustainability. So how do you balance, and how do your clients balance the desire for sustainability, but yet the need for a durable and chemical resistant package?
Great question. That question comes up about every conference I attend, every customer meeting I go to. As we move further in 2025 and so on, sustainability is a big thing. Post-consumer resin is a good one that people can use to blend in with the resin, their virgin resin of the current bottles. We've also discussed lightweighting a bottle, which is taking some of the resin out of it, but still having the same performance. A lot of different closed loop recycling. Recycling is huge in the automotive space in terms of packaging. It gets discussed all the time. So a lot of these bottles or formulations might not be able to accept PCR, or might not be able to lightweight the bottle with a cool new mold design that offers the same structure. So really, a lot of the focus then comes to recycling for automotive sustainability.
It does.
Yeah.
What about with the shift to electric vehicles? Are there new products that are coming to market to service this segment or that type of vehicle?
I'm sure there are. I have not worked on any yet. I do know that the regulations, EV was a big push a few years back. Now it's kind of fizzled out. And when that happens, the discussion and the topics all about that kind of dwindle down as well. I'm sure there's things like, specific EV coolants, dielectric fluids that could be packaged and used. I have not worked with any yet. I think the main majority is still on, gas combustion.
Sure. Greg, you drive electric vehicles. Is there anything special you use for your car?
Electricity. That's it.
Okay.
And air in my tires. And that is all. Now that it's
and you have to know where the nearest charging port is, right, Greg?
Correct. And now that it is getting colder where we live, and in fairness, I don't know when this will air for the listening audience, so it might be very cold. It is challenging in the cold weather.
Sure.
Very challenging. The batteries don't have the ability to charge as high, and they drain faster.
I would have to think there'll be some performance additives that will come along at some point. I don't know how that would look or how that would react, but maybe there's something like Jared was saying, maybe there's something that will still evolve with that market.
Yes. Yeah, improvement is needed.
Yeah.
Okay. For sure. Jared, talk looking ahead at the future state. If you were to break out your crystal ball and make your prediction for the next 10 years, especially being that you're a young man with many years to go, where do you see this automotive packaging industry going, and what does it look like to you? Yeah,
I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, but I do think you're going to see some more sustainability, some closed loop recycling. You're going to see some more RFID and smart track packaging, so people can focus on this and retailers know where their products are. Maybe standardization of platforms over time in terms of multiple SKUs in one bottle. Again, sustainability, trying to keep that moving forward without harming the environment any more than what's going on. So I think just collaboration between manufacturers and recycling over time, we'll see that here in the future.
And Jared, for the uninitiated, can you tell us what RFID is?
Top of my head, I cannot.
But
can you?
But not the definition not the acronym. Thank you. The acronym. What does it mean? If I said RFID or somebody said that to me, what would they be looking for?
All right. Well, RFID means radio frequency identification, and what that does is, like, a lot of retailers, like Walmart, even a lot of warehouses, distribution centers have scanners when a pallet of material arrives at the facility. Once it goes through that scanner, automatically populates a database of what SKU is in stock or when it leaves, etc. What you're able to do is do an inventory of the entire warehouse very quickly by using a handheld scanner, and it gives each SKU, each bottle, its own identification. It's almost like your fingerprint or a serial number on your car for each of the products that these manufacturers are making and shipping out there.
I mean, and obviously it's for tracking purposes. And then for other markets, I don't think so much automotive. It's also for counterfeit. I think you had mentioned that earlier as well.
Right.
So it's to protect against that. But
sure.
It is interesting the strides they're making with that. And then also the retailers who are going to be or have already started to enforce the RFID tracking on products that come in. So that'll be interesting to see how that shapes things to come.
Definitely.
And what's interesting with a lot of automotive fluids, water-based products actually don't work very well to help generate the frequency from that antenna on that chip. So if you have a lot of additive products or things like that out there, RFID can be a challenge and has been a challenge. So there are some packaging technologies that we work with, where there are RFID chips in caps and labels, etc. So if you are having an issue out there, we're happy to help.
Excellent.
Well, Jared, any final words on your love for automotive packaging?
You know what? I think it's needed every day. You can walk into an AutoZone and see the litany of products out there, and every one of them is something that we work with all the time. So it's great to be able to work with large companies, like Ford and GM and their fillers and their suppliers, to be able to see this stuff travel across the world. So it's exciting.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Good to hear. Good for you.
Well, Jared, thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate you joining us and sharing your insights.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks, Jared. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to our MJS podcast. Make sure to follow and listen on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Tune in next month when we will be joined by another packaging expert. And remember, packaging solutions are just a click away at mjspackaging.com.